I can still remember so clearly the first time I ever played Halo 3. Me and my family had gone to a neighbor's house for some tea and biscuits, a cheeky little garden party, and all the lads had gathered around the TV for some good old gaming goodness. A controller was thrust into my hands and boom, 4-player split screen Slayer on Valhalla. Up till then, the most intense gaming experience I had ever had was PictoChat on the school bus. But Halo 3 fucking rocked my world. This is so dumb, but I remember being so amazed at how the characters could move and look in separate directions. Dual analog exhilaration. After my first taste of Bungie's beautiful masterpiece, I needed more. Please, father, can I have some more Halo 3? Xbox 360 onegaishimasu. My father slapped me, beat me, laughed at me. You idiot, degenerate vagabond of a son, he said to me. You already had a DS with 2 screens, he said. Why do you need an Xbox, he said. Another painful example of society's oppression of gamers. My father's rejection was so traumatizing, I probably unlocked my Mangakyo Sharingan. Fast forward a few weeks and what do you know? My house was robbed, burgled, swiper yes swiping. What do you know? They stole my PS2, they stole my DS. Oh my god, this is so sad. Father, please console me. With an Xbox? Thanks to God's fate and London crime rates, Halo 3, an Xbox, and that incredibly phallic Wi-Fi dongle were mine. And thus, my fated romance with Halo 3 began. Halo 3 has everything. A banging campaign, a beautiful multiplayer suite, theater, forge, friendship, you name it. Let's start with the campaign, shall we? On the gameplay front, Halo 3 was the perfect open battlefield super soldier simulator. Nowadays, everything's trying to go open world. Instead of allowing players to engage in open warfare though, open world games just repeat and recycle the same enclosed miniature gameplay loops across bloated, boring and empty maps. Your gameplay loop can be as crispy as KFC's finger-licking drumsticks, but continual repetition and the illusion of choice just isn't that engaging. Halo 3 though, perfectly straddled the line between linearity and openness. It was linear in the sense that battles and shootouts were still deliberately constructed, composed, and thus unique and memorable, but it was open in the sense that there was genuine choice in how you wanted to approach a battle. Hornet from the skies, Warthog with the boys, or just some good old boots on the ground assault rifle action. Of course, you had your cheeky corridor shootouts in there too, but there was a really good rhythm and balance to campaign action. Halo 3's sandbox action perfectly complemented its wide open battlegrounds. Halo's gunplay encourages and rewards creativity. Bungie had us playing with gravity before Valve's Portal even came out, baby. Each skirmish was a canvas to paint with BR headshots, bubble shields, and big brute booties. On the storytelling front, I feel like people never really talk about how well the OG Halos and Halo 3 specifically nailed atmospheric storytelling. Yeah, you can talk about Gilgamesh this and Mass Relay that, but Halo 3 didn't need words to convey emotions. The looming and expansive skyboxes, the Covenants calling you heretic or demon, the Marines throbbing over you. It's a bit of a meme, but Halo 3 really makes you feel like a Spartan super soldier. That GOAT tier soundtrack only fed into Halo 3's atmospheric slam dunk. Marty O'Donnell's swelling score syncing up with that delicious melodic BR burst shot. Shit, Mozart could never. At the tender age I first played Halo 3, I never really understood exactly what was going on, but damn, those ambient details made me know I was saving the goddamn universe. Once you dig into Halo's lore, you then unlock a wealth of interesting ideas. The ideas were still simple, but even then carried relevant and compelling themes like religious fanaticism, the discovery of selfhood, and the worth of one's humanity in the face of impending destruction. Most impressively, the in-game charisma of the Covenant contributed to unique gameplay mechanics. Remember those narrative themes? Yeah, grunts went fanatical when they suicide charged you. Brutes discovered themselves when they went sicko mode. The Flood lived in a society when they became zombie soldiers. I want to talk about my personal hero, the Master Chief, real quick. A lot of hubbub is made about how video games feed into toxic masculinity and promote violence amongst the youth. but why don't we focus on positive male role models in gaming for a chottomate? Master Chief is stoic, yet still stands up and speaks out for what he believes in. Chief is a doer, not a complainer. He makes promises that he keeps at all costs. Chief has a cyber girlfriend / stepmother, and he respects women. Chief is extremely tall. Chief's best friend is an alien. Men around the world, let's be more like the Master Chief. If you don't like the Master Chief, you're a clown, mate. Sorry to say it, but you have daddy issues. For the gameplay, sweet bippy. I've already mentioned the delicious sandbox systems, but let's talk about multiplayer. Filthy casuals might say that Halo 3's movement feels like you're wading through jelly, but I say nay. Listen, MLG, Red Bull, Twitch Fest shooters have their place in the gaming verse, but I always loved the Halo 30-second loop. Halo 3's multiplayer is less about Twitch shooting an enemy tango, but is more about understanding the feng shui of the battlefield. It's about reading the flow of energy, the chakra lines of combat. The best analogy I can give is Prince Zuko's redirection of lightning. A true Halo 3 master doesn't try to force it, to rush forward and try and slam lightning ragefully. A true Halo genius must learn to redirect lightning, predicting spawn points, learning when to bank a cheeky nade, when to whip out the equipment. This is the Halo way. Let's not forget the stunning map design. Halo 3 was made in an era when map designers weren't afraid to take risks. Look at Last Resort. They took a map and said screw it, let's just put a massive spinning wheel in the middle. And how's about a wheel inside the wheel? Genius. As much as Halo killed it with its competitive multiplayer and epic campaign, it had the integrity and strength of character to give us Forge and custom games, two modes designed solely for fun. In an era before microtransactions and deliberately zombifying game design, Halo 3 made sure that we actually just had pure, unadulterated good times. There are so many more details that made this game so special, so clearly made with love. The fact that the second player played as the arbiter in the campaign, the way that you unlock different armor pieces by doing actually cool achievements, the fact that you could flip over the elephant, the fact that the Master Chief can't swim. It's a special game. All of the reasons I have mentioned are what make Halo 3 an objectively special game, but the reason it will always be the GOAT and my favorite game of all time are the memories. I have a childhood mate, let's call him L. He's the kind of mate who's no longer a friend, but is more like family. L used to basically live at my house, and man, no matter what new games would come out, we would always end up playing Halo 3. I don't know how many times we blitzed through the Covenant on Heroic, played Garbage Man on custom games, or just chucked on some cheeky social slayer. L is a bit of a wild card, an unpredictable fellow. God knows what he'll do tomorrow, next week, next month, or next year. I don't know how frequently our paths will cross in the future, but we will always have Halo 3. That's what Halo 3 did. It brought us together for those golden memories. No other game has transcended gaming the way Halo 3 did. It was a moment in time, a precious pinnacle, a game so all-encompassing in its greatness that it made you want to share that with others. Halo 3, you the real MVP.